Hello guys, welcome to Word tutorial. In this video, we are going to talk about tables on Word. We are going to fully learn tables. We are going to create a table and do a bunch of other things. So let's go. First, if you press on this table, you can insert a table with using these things. Okay, as you can see, you can change and set the columns and rows with this side. Because we are going to just create a simple one, I just use this. If you want to insert a table, you can insert it from here. You can type the number of columns and number of rows, and after that, press on OK. With this way, you can create a table. I just press Ctrl Z, and in here, I start using this table. If you want, you can also draw a table. So as you can see, if I do this, I can easily draw a table. Again, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. Okay, but this one is not really useful one. So I will use this erase on the table layout to erase it. Again, I just go into the Insert tab and go to the table one. So if you want, you can insert Excel sheet 2. I just select this one. On the table layout, if I want, I can insert row above and insert row below. So this one, it will create a row below. This one, it will create a row above of it. And this one is going to insert a column into the right part. So this way, I don't really like it. So I just press Ctrl Z. But you know, it depends on you and the project that you want to do. So we fully understand rows and columns options. Again, I just insert some rows above and below of it. So I will have this cool table. With this option, I can drag and drop this table into other location. And with this one, I can resize it. If you hold Shift on your keyboard, you can't just improve the position of it. Okay, you cannot do this. Okay, this thing is not going to happen because if you use Shift, it's not going to help you to break the size. Okay, so you will have a standard size in here. In table layout, we have bunch of selections. Select cell, select column, select row, select table. I select table and this happens. If I want to select the row, I can easily select the row. So I click in here and then press select the row. It will select it. If I want to select this column, I go in here, press on select column. Okay, you can easily select it with this way with mouse hovering and mouse dragging. And if you want to select the cell, go on there, go in here and press on select cell. This one shows on height grid lines in the table. If you press on properties, you will see the properties of your table. If you go to the table, you will see that, okay, the width is this one. The measurement is on inches. If you want, you can set it as percent. The alignment is on left. You can align it as center or align it as right. On text wrapping, if you set round, you can type text around of this table that we have. But if you press none, you can't type anything around this table and you need to start from the bottom part. Table direction is right now on left to right. You can set it as right to left. It depends on you. If you go to the row, you can see the size of rows and a bunch of other settings. As an example, arrow rule to break across pages. So if this one is enabled, it means that if you add a bunch of rows in here, let me choose my pencil. If you add a bunch of rows in here, you can break this page and go to the next page. On the column, you can see the width of the column. In the cell, you can see the cell arrangement and the preferred widths of cells. Right now, if you type anything at the cells, the alignment is on top. In normal case and the usual way, we use center. So if I start typing something in here, it will be at center part. But if it is on top, it will be set as top. If it will be set as bottom, it will be like this. So we don't like them. And we select the center one. In the alt text part, you can type an alt text. So it will be an alternative text. And in here, you type a bunch of things that what is the alternative text. So if you read it, you'll understand it. It means that if I just want to know what is this table about, I will see the title and the description and I understand it. As an example, this one is for sales. So I understand that what is the alternative text. Okay, alt text in here. If you press draw table, let me scroll a bit or in here. Okay, I select draw table and in here, I want to draw a table. So as you can see, this happens. I can easily draw tables in here. Okay, with this way. If you press erase, I can easily erase the tables that I previously made. If you press on delete, you can delete cells, you can delete columns, you can delete rows, and you can also delete a table. If you press delete the table, the whole table will be deleted. We don't want it. I just bring that one back and go to the table layout. In here again, press delete cells. As an example, I will select this cell and in here type test. Okay, so I go in here and press delete cells. Shift cells left. What does it mean? It means that it will be delete the cells at the right part. So this happens, okay? It will shift delete that one. If again you go in here, go to delete cells, shift cells up, this happens. Let me fill this table to make it understandable. You can easily move between the cells with using arrow keys. Okay, easily. I just use arrow keys and move between the cells that I created. Okay, that's enough. And I just type random things in here. I go to delete and select this one. Okay, this option that has something at the right and something at the left. So I go to delete cells, shift cells left. Press on OK. This happens. It will delete the cell that I had. Okay, let me choose it here. It will delete the cell that I have and shift this cell into the place that I had the cell. So this happens. If you press shift cells up, again this happens. So this one it will be deleted and these cells are going to be shift up. If you press delete columns, the column it will be deleted. As an example, I select in here. If I press delete column, these whole columns it will be deleted. If I press delete rows, this row it will be deleted. This row, I mean. This row, not the below one. So let's try them. I just select in here. I just click in here, go to the delete column. As you can see, this happened. I press Ctrl Z. Again, I go to the delete, and in here, I press delete row. This happens. Okay, I just press Ctrl Z. In merge part, we can do lots of cool things. As an example, I will select these two cells. Okay, so if I press merge cells, these cells are going to be the same. I click in here and you'll see this happens. Okay, so we learn how to merge the cells. Right now I want to split the cells. So this one is a merge cells, right? You'll see the difference between the other cells. I click in here and press on split cells and press on OK. We can also merge and split tables too. As an example, I will select these two ones, merge these tables, and right now if I select this part and go to the split table, this happens. If you press auto fit content, it means that, okay, this free space part, it will be deleted, this one it will be deleted, and this part, it will be deleted. So let's test it. I just select the table, go to the auto fit contents, and this happens. You can easily see the result. I press Ctrl Z. Again in here, I will press auto fit window. So this happens. The actual thing that auto fit window did is this. In our plain paper that we have in MS Word, we have some free space into these parts. Also, we have free space at top and bottom. Okay, and we called it margins. Okay, so we have right margin, left margin, top and below margin. Okay, this one, these cell margins. So if you add a bunch of margins in here, you will understand that, okay, this table that you have, it will be on a place that is not going to be missed if you print it or if you do other things. Nothing of this one is going to be missed. And that's not just about the cells. It's about texts too. As an example, if I'm here, I start typing and my paper is in here, the data that I have in here, it's out of margin, so I will lose this data that I have in here, and that's not a good thing. What is this one? Fixed column width. I press in here and nothing happened because our column width is fixed. We fix and see the column width on the properties. and it has a fixed number. Okay, we understand that. Okay, this one has a fixed number, so we won't see any changes in here. If I click in here, you'll see cell size. In here, you can increase and decrease the size of cells. So if I increase it, these cells height and width is going to be increased. So with this option, you can increase and decrease cells height and cells width. So what does distribute rows and distribute columns did? As an example, if I press distribute rows, this happens. It will distribute the height of the selected rows equally between them. So all of these things that we have in here is going to be distributed equal. I press Ctrl Z, and I can also press distribute columns, and this happens. Alignment part is a cool option too. As an example, I just type a bunch of numbers in here. If I press text direction, this happens. The text direction will be changed. And as an example, if we want to change the alignment of the text, so you can just select the cell that you want. Okay, I select this one. And with these options that we have, we can change the cells. Okay, top center, top right, top left, center center, or down below. So with these options, you can do this. As an example, I can do it in here and press this one. If I press cell margins, I will see the margins that right now are set. Okay, the default margins, I mean. For top and bottom, we don't have any margin, but on left and right, we have a bit margin to protect our data, protect our type document, and also protect our tables. Let's talk about sort option. In the sort option, I will select this part and go to sort. So it will sort by column 1, and it will sort text using paragraphs. This one is ascending and this one is descending. What does these two options means? It will start from bottom to top. It will start from top to bottom. These two options did this for us. In here, I will sort it by column 1. If you want to sort them in proper way, you can sort this material at first, then sort it with column 2, and after that type number, paragraphs, and after that you can sort it with the final one. Okay, final column, that is test 30. So we will understand few things in here. At first, this is our tables, right? So this cell that we have is a sort cell. So all of these sheets is going to start from here. Okay, so the main cell is in here. So we understand that, okay, the main cell that is like this, as an example. As you can see, it says this entry is not valid because these two options are empty. So the thing that I did is I select them as none, go in here and start with column 3 and press on OK. You'll see the result. So as you can see, test, test, test. If your list has a header row, you need to click this option. If it doesn't have any header row, press on no header row. Right now, we don't have any header rows, so you'll select this one. In here, if you press repeat header row, right now we don't have any header rows. So if you click this one, your header row, it will repeat it. As an example, if this row is the header, it will repeat it. Right now, if you press convert to text, your table, it will convert into the text. So I click on it, and after that, press on OK. This happens, guys. Let's talk about formula part in here. I'm going to count them. So I press on formula, and on the function, I will need to count them. So I will select count, and I will type in here right. So it means that it's going to count the cells that are in the right position. If we want to count the cells below, you can type count below, okay, in here. So if we want to count top cells, type count top. It depends on you. If you see syntax error, it means that, okay, the formula that you type got some problems. So as you can see in here, I just type count and don't give it any information. So you'll see syntax error. So with this way, we can learn how to count the cells. In here, if you put your mouse hovering on this plus button, I press on plus, a new cell it will be added. And again, if I put my mouse hovering in this part, I'll see that my mouse look changed. With a drag and drop, I can do these kind of things. So I press auto fit window to fix the problem that we have, because we previously learned how to work with this option. Let's talk about table design, this part. So as you can see, I just create a table, but this table doesn't have any designs yet. In the table style option and table styles, if I change anything, any values in here, I will see a whole change into this size too. As you can see right now, you can easily see the whole thing. I just disable banded rows. What does banded rows means? As an example, in this part, one is going to be white, other one is going to be black. So your eyes is not going to be confused between the values that each cell row has. So I just disable this one. Again, go to the side. So all of them are going to be same. So that's kind of confusing. If you press banded columns and go in here, you'll see that each column is going to be banded. So I just put my mouse over in here so you can see the result. Again, I just bring this one back and I press last column. This is another option. If you disable header row, table doesn't have any headers. If you disable the first column, this happens. Right now it's on enable. If you disable it, you see it changes. Right now, I just select the table that I previously created, go to the styles and select this style. This style is good, I think. Tada! I will have a cool style. If I go to the shading, I can change the cell shading color. Okay, it's not going to apply it into all of the cells that I have. If I select all of them and go to the shading, right now this happens to all of the text. But if you select signal one and go to the shading, it will be applied into the single cell that you select. In here on the border style, you can change the border style. As an example, you can change it like this one. So right now I select this one and I need to press on the borders that I want to change the style of them. So this happens, okay? Right now I'm going to change the color into blue and then see the result. It will be blue and this one it will be blue. We learn how to change the border style. So we can use this option too and change the border style of this part. So I'll select it and the border style will change. If you want, you can change the shape of it. Again, select it. This happens. If you want, you can make it smaller, make it larger. As an example, if I select this part and choose it, and in here I can increase and decrease this one size. If you press borders, you can have bottom border, you can have top border, you can have left, right, I don't know, all borders. This happens. Outside borders, again, it's the same. Right now, we don't have anything that show you inside border. Because of it, we don't see anything. And I also typed about this border option, which is on the home tab. As you can see, this is the same thing in previous videos. And this video is one of our Word tutorial playlists. If you don't see our previous videos, the previous ones are going to help you a lot. So you can start learning MS Word with us. If you directly select the border painter, I can do it easily. So cool. So all done, we learned everything that we need to know about these borders. If this content helps you, don't forget to like and sub the channel. With this way, you can help us to create better contents for you. See you at the next one.